Because they want to get him good and strong, so a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass, and that's... They want to strengthen him up. So he comes out, he'll come out, I say he'll come out all jacked up, right? All jacked up.
Donald Trump and his supporters have convinced themselves that doctors somehow found the cure for dementia, and rather than profiting off of it and becoming rich, they only sell it to President Biden for special occasions like his debates versus Trump. Either that, or they think a drug like Adderall or Vyvanse can somehow solve what they call dementia. I think what's more likely is that President Biden is actually quite coherent, quite sharp, and not as old as he's made out to be in the media, but MAGA has to find ways to cope after he performs well in a debate. That's what Donald Trump was just doing. He was pre-coping. Trump may have realized that he set the bar way too low for President Biden, and all Biden would have to do is walk on stage and step over that bar, and he already beat the expectations of MAGA supporters. But Donald Trump gave two rallies today, one in Washington, D.C. and one in Philly. I was just at his rally in Philly. You can see I'm a little bit sunburned. I should have put on sunscreen, and I have an amazing video for you guys coming out soon. I debated Forgiato Blow and Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, Brian Glenn. It got crazy. Watch this.
He said peacefully walk to the Capitol. He said fight. He said put a hand on me again, but don't touch me.
It's going to be an amazing video. You guys are going to love it. But here's a clip from Donald Trump's speech in Washington, D.C., where he tells Republicans that they don't have to vote in 2028. In fact, he doesn't care if they vote in 2028 as long as they vote for him this year, putting himself over the Republican Party once again. Watch.
Christians go to church, but they don't vote that much. Do you know the power you have if you would vote? It wouldn't even be. So you got to get out and vote. Just this time, I don't care. In 4 years, you don't have to vote, okay? In 4 years, don't vote. I don't care. But we'll have it all straightened out, so it'll be much different. Of course, then they'll come in again and they'll ruin it. We'll have to do this all over again. Then we'll come back and say, you have to go vote.
Donald Trump does not care about the longevity of the Republican Party. He does not care if the next Republican wins or enacts any Republican legislation. The only reason he touts Republican legislation is to win over voters. Donald Trump genuinely only cares about himself. He would sacrifice the Republican Party in the same way that he sacrificed that border bill after spending months saying that the border was being taken over and it's just open. We finally have a bill on Congress's desk that could be great, and Donald Trump tells Congress to nuke it. He only cares about himself, not the country, not his party, and everyone needs to know that. Here's another clip of his speech from Washington, D.C., where he claims that truck drivers are able to drive from Los Angeles to New York in one trip. Spoiler alert, that's not true.
Those trucks get bigger. He said, sir, I build apartments. We call them apartments, or those trucks. You would be proud to live in one of those. I said, I don't know about that. You know, they build the cabs with a place to stay. I said, I could handle it. I mean, I could. But he said, every year they get better. If they force this electric mandate on us, we'll go back 70 years, not 50 years. He said, we'll have to stop 6 times from New York to Los Angeles. I said, how many times do you have to stop now? None. We go directly New York to Los Angeles, all the way, no stops. I said, didn't you explain that to them? Yes, we do all the time. It doesn't make any difference to them. The other thing, I didn't know this.
Again, that is not true, and it's not one of his typical lies about economic numbers or about immigration, but he's lying about something so deranged and so out there, it actually makes you wonder, number one, is he losing his mind? Number two, who told him that? And number three, can he please say that during the debate this week when everybody is watching? Please. But watch this clip of Donald Trump saying that police officers need more immunity from their actions. We know how that's turned out in the past. Watch.
We're going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope, safety, and beauty better than they have ever been before. Right now, they're killing fields, our cities. We're going to give back our law enforcement. We're going to give them back the respect that they deserve. They are being treated so badly. If they do something that's harsh to stop a crime, they end up losing their pension. They end up losing their job. They end up losing their family and their home. And I'm giving immunity to police all over the country for that. I mean, we have some police forces where they make you go out and get a lawyer to defend yourself. They won't defend you. You have to hire your own lawyer. Now, I know more about lawyers than any.
Where was that respect for police officers on January 6th? But beyond that, giving police officers total immunity from everything they do is an absolutely awful idea. Police officers already abuse their powers. They treat people in inequitable ways based on their race or based on something they can't control, and Donald Trump wants to give them the freedom to do that without ever getting reprimanded whatsoever, without ever even having to worry about it, having a second thought about whether or not they will get in trouble for this. And we already know that police officers tend to cover for each other. If somebody does something wrong, sometimes the entire police union will cover for them. They'll say something like, we investigated ourselves and we found that we did nothing wrong. So Donald Trump wants to further strengthen their ability to deflect from any sort of criticism, any sort of consequences, which is not good for a job that is already disproportionately holding power. Watch this clip of Donald Trump talking about his hair and his shower routine for almost 50 seconds. It's absolutely torture, but watch.
No water in your faucets. You ever try buying a new home and you turn on, they have restrictors in there. You want to wash your hair, or you want to wash your hands. You turn on the water and it goes drip, drip. The soap, you can't get it off your hand. So you keep it running for about 10 times longer. You're trying. The worst is your hair. I have this beautiful, luxuriant hair. And I put stuff on. I put it in. Lather. I like lots of lather because I like it to come out extremely dry because it seems to be slightly thicker that way. And I lather up, and then you turn on this crazy shower and the thing drip, drip. And you say, I'm going to be here for 45 minutes. What the? They put restrictors, and they put them on in places like here where there's so much water you don't know what to do with it. You know, it's called rain. It rains a lot in certain places.
I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about or why he decided that was so important he needed to talk about it for a minute. I know this point is overused, but just imagine President Biden doing that. Imagine the backlash from the right-wing media and even the mainstream media about Biden's age if he said that verbatim. Here's Donald Trump talking about the rigged 2020 election and saying that they're not going to allow the Democrats to rig it again in 2024. Watch.
The radical left Democrats rigged the presidential election in 2020, and we're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election in 2024. We're not going to allow it. And every time the radical left Democrats, Marxists, communists, and fascists, and that's exactly what they are, they're fascists, indict me, I consider it a great badge of honor.
I honestly cannot stand this guy anymore. I know you guys feel the same way. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment a blue heart. I read all the comments, even if I don't have the time to respond to all of them. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my debate with rapper Forgiato Blow and Brian Glenn, if that's his name, Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, the Real America Voice host. Have a great day.